Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage will begin shortly. Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage will begin shortly. Your live Weather Authority coverage starts right now.
Hello, everybody. I hope you guys are all having a great day. We had a lot of sunshine, a much calmer day today compared to what, of course, we were dealing with yesterday. So hopefully it was a nice reprieve if you had to get out there, if you were along the coastline and do any cleanup. Well, today was a pretty good day to do that. And we had a good amount of sunshine throughout the day, but we have a lot more clouds now starting to move in. And as the front passes through the state, we are going to run the risk for some snow showers and some snow squalls as well. I'm sure most people that have lived in Maine are familiar with these snow squalls when a really strong, powerful Arctic front passes through. Of course, the temperature drops in a pretty big fashion when these things pass through, but it also can bring some pretty strong, potent snow squalls throughout the region. I do think that is going to happen as we head through the next couple hours. Not everybody is going to get hit with one. Really just think of it as your summertime thunderstorm. When a cold front passes through, we have these very just heavy bursts of snow, but of course it's snow and not rain. And obviously a lot less thunder and lightning, but you can get some thunder and lightning in some of these really powerful snow squalls. But let's get a look outside in Portland right now, and the sun is kind of out there, but we had mainly sunny skies earlier today. Now we are just looking at sunshine with mostly cloudy skies across the state. We are going to see these clouds continue to move in as this front approaches the region as well. So that is something we are going to deal with over the next couple hours. But I set up this camera right to the west. So I do think that later on this evening and tonight, I'm going to have a really nice time lapse. If one of these snow squalls hits the Portland area, I think we are going to see a really cool time lapse as these things move in. So that'll be something I'm kind of hoping for, at least in the Portland area. Now, as we get a look at the satellite and radar, we are looking at dry conditions for the most part throughout the region. But let's take pretty much a tour of the radar. As we first look up towards our area, we are fine. A couple snow showers here or there. Those are not snow squalls. Let's take a look off to the west, however, as you head up towards northern New Hampshire. That outlined white box, these are snow squall warnings. That is where they are going to deal with some of these powerful snow squalls, and it goes all the way down into southern New England. I will be the first to admit that the Burlington radar is not the best, probably because there's a lot of trees maybe around it. I don't know the reasoning, but it's usually typical that the radar underdoes what is actually happening, hence why there is a snow squall warning up, but it really doesn't look like too much. So even if you're in northern Maine, I do think we are going to run the risk for some of those snow squalls. Now, the snow squall warning includes Manchester, New Hampshire, so let's zoom in a little bit closer over towards Laconia as well. And some of those powerful snow squalls are indicated by some of the darker blues. Why don't I pause this? And you can see where some of those darker blues are set up right around here, down through the Manchester area. And all of these are moving up this way. And we are going to see some of those snow squalls hit the southern Maine area probably over the next 2 hours, I would say. If you're in Sanford, you're going to start to see the clouds moving in pretty soon. And you are probably going to see one of these pass into the state. If you have to drive, you know the rules. Just be careful and, of course, take your time. Down through southern New England, you can see that they have currently snow squall warnings for areas just north of Worcester over towards Springfield, Massachusetts, and up through northern Connecticut and also in southeastern Massachusetts. So again, we are going to deal with these over the next couple hours. I can even zoom out and you can see that we have, again, these snow squalls off to our west. And again, these are not just your typical snow showers. They come in with a vengeance, and that is going to happen. But again, I really want to emphasize not every single town is going to see one, but any towns that do see one, some of the computer models are hinting that man, maybe we get a quick coating to an inch, maybe 2 inches. That's not a lot of snow, but when it comes down in 30 minutes or so, that's when it is a lot of snow, and it can happen really quickly. So let's time this out. Here's 3 o'clock. They're generally still off to the west. And of course, this computer model is not perfect. It's not going to be perfect, but it does highlight the idea that we are going to see these snow squalls pass into the state. And here we go around 4 o'clock. I think most of the snow squalls are in the southern Maine area into western Maine at this point. I think the best chance I highlighted really now through about 8 p.m., but I think 4 p.m. to 4 to 6 p.m. is going to be when most areas really start to see them. And as you head off towards the mid coast and Augusta up through central Maine, that's when it's going to be later towards 6, 7, 8 p.m. But 3, 4, 5 p.m. is going to be the western part of the state over towards Portland, down through Portsmouth, up through areas like Sanford as well. And these are going to pretty much just pass through. They'll be here and then they'll be gone within a half hour to an hour. Again, the perfect way to put it is this is your winter thunderstorm. It's going to be maybe obviously the lack of thunder and lightning, but it's just going to come down. It's really no different than what you get in those summertime thunderstorms when you get the heavy burst of rain, then it moves on out after a half hour. That's pretty much what this deal is. Here's 5:30, areas up towards Augusta, the mid coast, and then by the time we get to about 7 or 8 o'clock, most areas are actually looking at clear skies again, but those numbers are going to drop, and we are going to see a pretty chilly air mass not only tonight but into the next several days and through probably early next week as well. I think the heart of the cold now looks to be early next week, and I think Saturday in particular could be a very cold day. Next Saturday, of course, where we might not get out of the teens and low 20s in most areas, and it's going to be breezy, where we could be talking wind chills running in the single digits much of the day. That's still several days away, and we have a few systems to track up until then, so we're not too focused on that yet. I know a lot of people are wondering about Tuesday as well. I'm going to very, very briefly mention that in this forecast. The only thing is I just got in not too long ago. I have to really dive into the computer models, and I'll have a full update later at 6 o'clock. Now let's get a look at what this computer model shows for snowfall for today. This is not Tuesday. This is for this afternoon. And I was saying last night, don't think of it like, okay, that means that Portland's going to get 0.2 inches of snow. What this is highlighting is a coating to an inch, but that is going to come down in a very quick period of time. We're talking maybe 30 minutes to an hour. And when you get an inch, maybe 2 inches of snow in an hour or so, or even less, that's when it's coming down at a very, very quick clip. So that is something to keep an eye on. Temperatures right now are running in the 30s. Once this cold front passes, they're going to quickly drop into the 20s. So also you have to keep an eye on the roads. If you get some snow, maybe it melts a little bit and then temperatures drop into the low 20s. You might get some freezing up along the roads. So that is something to keep an eye on. I don't think it's going to be a big deal, but hey, can't hurt to mention. Now the wind speeds, they're breezy out there. We have winds between 10 to 20 miles per hour. And we are going to see these winds sustained anywhere between 10 to 20. But when the front passes, we could be looking at the winds picking up for a brief period of time as the snow moves in. Again, temperatures tonight are going to fall back to the teens. So any standing puddles, maybe from yesterday, or any melting that we had from maybe some of these snow squalls passing through, will freeze up. Everything is going to freeze up tonight. So that is something to just keep in mind. Tomorrow, lots of sunshine, no issues. But again, after that cold front passes, notice the temperatures much cooler for the day tomorrow with temperatures in the 20s. As promised, we are going to talk about Tuesday for just a minute, and we are looking at some snow passing through the state. I don't think this is a big storm, but it's looking at this point, and I need to dive into this a little bit more, that we are going to see a steady snow, but it shouldn't be too heavy. I think we're going to see a light to maybe at times moderate snow throughout the day on Tuesday. I am going to have a snowfall map that I will post to social media, and I will have up in the 6 and 10 and 11 p.m. shows. I will have a snowfall map a little bit later on tonight. But it's not going to be all that much. I think it's a couple inches of snow. I don't think at this point in particular that we're going to see any big snowstorm. This is not going to be a situation that we had a week and a half ago when we had that big snowstorm throughout the state. It is not going to be that type of a storm. it is going to pass through with some light snow, maybe some moderate snow later on, really throughout much of the late morning, afternoon, and nighttime on Tuesday. So then this passes out of here as we head into the day on Wednesday, and we are looking good across the state. I'm going to quickly go back to the radar for some people just joining, and then I am going to head on out of here. Let's go back to the radar. Just give me 1 second, and we can pull that up right here. So here we go. We do have some snow squall warnings off to our west and up to the north as well, over towards New Hampshire. And I'm actually looking at this right now. And for anybody that's been with me this entire Facebook Live, Twitter Live, however you're joining, this is actually kind of proving my point of what I was saying. As you can see right around here, that there's just some weird, almost nonsense. There's really, of course, there's not that sharp line, sharp gradient to this snow squalls, to these snow squalls. It's just showing you that the National Weather Service radar in Burlington isn't the best. So even up towards the north, we are going to see some of these snow squalls. It looks a little bit less up towards the north, but that's only because of some faulty radar, in my opinion. Look down to the south a little bit further. These are going to hit the Sanford area. These are going to probably hit Portland over the next 2 to maybe 3 hours. I would say 2 hours or so. Manchester is about to get clobbered over towards Portsmouth not too long. So all these white shadings are snow squall warnings, and these will pass through now through about 6, 7 o'clock for most areas. Just something to keep in mind. We're going to get through it, but we are going to see dramatic drops in visibility, a quick increase, of course, in just heavy snowfall rates for probably a half hour or so. And, driving conditions will probably be considerably dropped in most areas. Let me just get to some of these comments. Hello to you, Troy. We appreciate that. You are welcome, Carol. I hope you are having a great day. Barbie, yes, sunny for much of the state today. We had mainly sunny skies in Portland throughout the daytime today. Mike, just saw 10 flakes. Yeah, we are. These haven't really moved through. We have had a couple snow showers, so that's probably what you saw. I'm not too sure where you are located, but we have seen a couple of snow showers. That is not the main front, though. That's going to move through over the next couple hours. Here we go. This is actually a good question, it looks like. I got to go from Lewiston to Rumford on Tuesday. Again, I do think it depends on when you leave. If you leave early morning, you're probably all right. As you head into the late morning and afternoon, I do think you are going to deal with some snow. Again, I don't think this is a massive snowstorm, but I do think it will cause some travel issues on Tuesday. I'm going to have more on this again later at 6 and 10 and 11 tonight. So make sure you tune in. Here we go. Belinda, hello from Waterville. Hello to you from Portland. Wonderful weather. Not really, exactly. I agree. Happy this is not going to be a bad snowstorm. Yeah, I'm not too sure if you're talking about tonight or Tuesday, but neither of them are going to be bad snowstorms. So that's a good reason to celebrate, I guess, in most people's eyes. All right, I'm going to head out. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update so you weren't caught off guard over the next 3 to 4 hours when these puppies move through. Not everybody's going to get one. I do think a coating to an inch for most areas. Some of the stronger snow squalls could maybe pack a bigger punch and put down 1 to 2 inches. And not everybody is going to get hit, but I do think a good amount of you will see some form of snow, whether it's a snow shower or squall, over the next couple hours. Have a great evening. Join us at the news. I think it's 6, 10, and 11. I'm not too sure if we have a 6. I didn't look, see if there were sports before, but anyways, I hope you guys have a great day and have a good rest of your weekend.